Guys, so this is video number 2 in my JSON API .NET-core EmberJS series. We're gonna get, so last time we set up the server side to serve up a couple different models for us. Now we're gonna dive into the client side, get our Ember project started, and just display some data on the client side. We're not gonna get into styling or really a whole lot of functionality in this video. We just want to get the project set up, and then in the next video we'll start working on things like authentication. Okay, so I have a to-do list folder and a to-do list API folder directory. Let's take a look here, and for right now we will keep these guys side by side. Alright, so what you need is Ember CLI. Once you have that, I would recommend popping over to Ember and maybe going through their Getting Started guide. So, I with npm, and let's go ahead and create our application. We're going to call it the to-do list client. Or, yeah, let's call it the to-do list client. So what it's going to do now is it's created all the files it needs, and now it's going to install the tooling files from npm. And in older versions of Ember, they used things like the actual Ember data or Ember package was served, was fetched from Bower, and now all of that has moved to npm now. So when we start this, we actually shouldn't have anything in our Bower JSON file. Everything should be in package JSON. If you're not familiar with it, there's just two different package managers, npm and Bower. So right now it's just installing the packages. Okay, let's go take a look. So we've got our client app. We have, see Bower JSON is empty. Package JSON has all of our dependencies. And let's generate a model. Well, actually, let's just follow the guides. So let's generate a route. And stick this guy over here. We'll call it to-do items. Okay, so we've got our route to-do items. Let's go take a look at what that did. So it created the router, to-do items, and it created a test file for us. It also created a template. So create this HBS file for us. But now let's create the model. Okay. So our model has a description and an owner. So let's add it to our Ember model. String, and it has an owner. which is actually a person. There we go. And this is just some nice ES6 syntax for us that lets us deconstruct the ES object. So let's make sure I did that right. Let's see. Oh, I must skip that in the guides. But it looks right. And let's generate a person model. What does person look like? Person has a first name. And last name. And it has a list of to-do items. Okay. That's good. And then let's go to our route. The items route. So we'll add the model hook that will go to the store and find all to-do items, which it'll return a promise to the route, which will resolve. Just list them. Okay. Each model as to-do item. And we'll see if it works. We also need to start our web server. Okay. As one is not a function. Right. So to-do item actually belongs to. You'll see to-do items is there, and so what's happening is this actually sends a request to to-do items, which throws a 404. And the issue is we're not actually pointing to our server, so let's go to environment.js. Let's add some configuration here. We'll add our host. let's add namespace. And then we need to add an adapter to tell it where to look. So if we go back over to Ember and let's go to adapters. Customizing the adapter. So here is a sample that we can use. You can specify adapters on the per model, or you can also specify an application generic adapter, which is what we're going to do. And you can see namespace, and we'll also add our host in here. But let's import from config. Let's see, import environment from, let's see, right. So our module prefix is to do list client. So we get our namespace from emb at host at namespace and host from the same. Okay. Interesting. Well, I will figure that out. For now, we should be able to pull it from config directly. Ah, that's probably why. Right, okay, so now what we're hitting is a CORS issue. No access control allow origin headers present on the requested resource. So what we need to do is we need to allow CORS permissions. So let's go take a look. Alright, this is also what we need. Now the core services. And call use cores. And this needs to come before use JSON API. only want to do this in development. So let's develop. Okay. Yeah. Let's just get a water real quick. Okay. So we start a web server. Just environment production. Let's take a look at our logging section. So, alright, that's good. But we're running in production, so let's change that. We're starting application development environment, which means we're going to be using command cores requests. So let's reload this. Looks like that worked. So looks like we need to remove the welcome page from our app HBS file. Go to this, and the outlet just means it'll render sub routes below it. So there's our first to-do item. Let's add another one. Finish second video. Give it to me as well. Go back to the browser. Alright, great. So we've got a super simple list of to-do items wired up in an Ember application talking to a .NET-Core server with a PostgreSQL database behind it. So I'm going to call it good here for this video. In the next video, we're going to start diving into authentication and how we can limit the resources based on who is accessing the application. So thanks for watching, guys.